I wrote this on October 5th, 2022. I've written a lot of things over the years that I never thought I was going to share, because I never thought there was going to be a reason to share. But the more I understand the way that God is loving me, the more I want to love people, and the less I want to make people feel like they're alone, if that makes sense. I wrote this on October 5th, 2022. I feel like I need to reflect it back to whoever you are, because it's important that you know that you're not alone. I just saw this post that said, "What if I fall? Oh, my darling, what if you fly?" Cute sentiment, but I want to ask myself what the problem with falling is. Why are we so scared of landing flat on our face with no recollection of what we want or desire? What if at the bottom of that pit we're so afraid to jump into is a trampoline and all of the people who will love us for the rest of our lives? How many times are we going to look into the darkness and run away because we are so scared of what's on the other side of it? We are constantly running towards what's safe, trying to paint this picture that we are flying to impress other people. What if the real way to impress who really matters is surviving the depths of hell and gaining the strength to talk about it? The real hell? That's all in your mind. The idea that you can't pursue what you're destined to pursue or be who you want to be because of all these people around you. Those people, those same people you admire, are so good at pretending. They make you feel like you're the only one. I want you to ask yourself this. What if I already fell and I just don't remember because everyone is telling me different? What if we're already in that darkness and the only way to get everyone out is by doing something they haven't done before? That we haven't done before. That God guides us to do. Challenging the norm. Don't be like everyone else. Be the person that changes everything. Move different by embracing the original parts of yourself. Make other people happy by making yourself happy and inspiring them to do the same. You're under no obligation to listen to the people around you, just as you're under no obligation to listen to me. But you do need to listen to your soul. You should listen to God. And if your soul has gotten you to this point, it needs you to challenge yourself in a way you never have before. By walking through life as if you've already fallen, and the only way to really live is to be everything you know you are. Everything that God tells you you are. The hardest pills to swallow are the ones that cure us from lifetimes of pain. You're exactly where you're supposed to be right now. Your ego will do everything to convince you otherwise, but that's the truth. Shift your perspective to shift your reality. God loves you, baby. It's time for you to love you so unconditionally that you learn to forgive yourself for every past mistake that you've made, and you learn to seek God in every trial and every tribulation, so that you can learn the true feeling of salvation. Okay? The Lord loves you just as you are, right? But He will guide you closer to the most authentic version of yourself. And that's uncomfortable because it means relearning everything that you've been taught since birth. But you know what? We're born into sin. And what does God want to lead us away from but sin? Why? Because sin hurts us. It's not because sin affects God directly, right? It's because sin affects God's creation, a creation in which He loves, a creation in which you are, even if you don't want to acknowledge that it's true. God loves you. I love you. It's time for you to love you. And it's time to see through whatever plan God has for you. Although you may not understand it initially, it's going to make sense in the end. Right? And not the end of all, but the end of what we think we know. eternity He will bestow upon you when you accept that as true.